you can find a balance between emotion and logic.
Yeah.
You can find a common ground. I fully understand.
Not on certain things.
Anyway, we can find a balance between emotion and logic. I do believe that there are times where we have too much logic and too much emotion.
Right. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that was too much emotion or too much logic? Which one?
I think it was me telling you to shut the fuck up because you don't know how to sometimes. People tend to make the argument that
that's an emotional response. It's not a logical one.
Do you want to answer or not?
Yeah, but it's an emotional response.
Yes, it's a yes or no question.
It's a yes or no question. It's not a logical one.
It's a yes or no question.
Oh my God. Let's talk about the facts, not the feelings, please.
Guys, get along.
Let's talk about the facts, not the feelings. It's like...
Regardless, these things were removed from the DSM-5.
Yeah.
Being transgender. Gender dysphoria is still in there, I believe. Right. And they're working on the DSM-6, I believe. If not, it's already out. Mm-hmm. But it's difficult to pinpoint that as a mental illness, only because this is a whole... this is something that someone's willing to change their entire life for.
But I can change my entire life to be 17.
I mean, shit, you could try. You could try.
Hang on, Rachel Dolezal changed her entire life to be black.
Oh my gosh, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Right? She was head of the NAACP, and she was a white woman.
Yeah.
So just because she identifies or thought of herself as black doesn't mean that she is.
But that doesn't make these people any less human. I think that's what I'm trying to...
We're not talking... That's what I'm saying. You're talking from an emotional standpoint. I never said trans people or whoever you are less human. They are human beings, and they deserve their rights as a human being. But it doesn't mean that what they're saying...
even respect their identity is the issue. So if a trans person
were to come to you... What do you mean respect their identity?
If somebody were to come to you right now, they were trans. They once were she and became he. And you knew this. Would you refer to them as what they are comfortable with or what they were originally born as?
I would refer to them as who they are, which is a man or a woman biologically, because what you're asking me to do essentially
is... then that's just disrespectful.
No, it's not
that's
disrespectful.
Blatant disregard.
No, I'll tell you what's disrespectful. What's disrespectful for me is to ask me to buy into your delusion. That's what I think is disrespectful. If I come up to you and say, listen, I know I'm a black man, but please call me Mei Ling because I'm now a Chinese woman. You're going to be like, all right, you're a Chinese. I'm a Chinese woman, really? And you've met me and you know me prior to me identifying as a Chinese woman. You're now going to call me Mei Ling. I'm now asking you to buy into my delusion. If I feel like this, that's 100% cool. But I shouldn't ask you to buy into what I think of myself. Because like I said, you think of yourself as a 11 out of 10. Right? If you went around asking people to call you an 11 out of 10, then that's just plain arrogant and egotistical. Because you're asking people... I
wouldn't do that though.
Right, but trans people do.
All I ask is basic respect.
No, but trans people do. They ask people to call them the thing that they know that they actually aren't. Or the way they see themselves.
It's genuinely not that hard to just refer to them as she, her, or he, him as they ask, and by the name that they choose to go by. It's genuinely not that hard. My name is Francesca, right? But I go by Cheska. That is my preferred name.
Yeah.
All I have to do is tell you, hey, this is what I prefer to be called. Feel free to call me this.
Right.
And it would be up to you to call me Cheska. I would, like I said, I would prefer it. If you call me Francesca, I'm not going to respond because realistically, I don't like that name as much as Cheska. It's that simple.
Shooting in your name.
It's a respect thing. It's
not. Shooting in your name, is not the same as asking me to call you by a totally different gender.
Okay, so
there's no part of you that is that gender.
If they preferred a different name, even you wouldn't go with that.
If they preferred it. Like I said, I'm not about to...
If they went with a different name,
I am not buying into someone's delusion.
Yes or no?
Say again.
It's really not that hard of a question, I
promise
you that.
If they asked me to call them a name.
If I came to you and I said, I prefer the name Richard, even though I clearly am not biologically male.
I'll be like, what do your parents call you?
Okay.
What do your parents name you?
You're not my parents, so you wouldn't have a right to call me
by
whatever.
You wouldn't have the right to call you Richard.
You wouldn't have the right to call me by whatever my parents call me because my parents are different from you. You're just a 40-year-old man, okay? You're just a stranger that I see on the podcast.
Do not touch me now.
I think, again, like, because I'm part of the community, I have more insight on how they feel about it. Yeah. And I can go off of that better as opposed to the But
like I said, this isn't how you feel.
I'm not done talking.
I know you're not, but I'm just letting you know this isn't,
I don't want to hear you right now. When I'm done speaking, when I'm done speaking, listen.
Why are you talking about feelings? We're talking about facts.
Bro, you're going to have to stop him before I do.
He's just asking you a question. I don't think he's...
What you going to do?
There's no... Listen, what are you trying to do?
Nothing. I'm just asking the question.
Like, whatever.
I just don't think you like...
right here just keep popping in like a freaking weasel. Like,
you just don't like being cut off by a man. That's what it is.
Like, it is so irritating.
You don't like being cut off by a man.
No, because you keep on saying like, oh, facts over feelings. Like, no. Like, at least when Pearl is interrupting me, she's saying like, oh, wait, but... Like, this is what I see. This is what I know. So you're just saying, no, facts over feelings, motherfucker.
What if he puts but facts over feelings?
Yeah. What if I say but facts over feelings? Yeah, what about if I do that?
Then he could get fucking slapped.
I just, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
really?
To me, like, and I think what he's trying to say is, like, their feelings about it don't really matter.
She ain't gonna slap me.
It's all about, like,
but if we functioned off of only logic and reality, we would be a heartless society. So you can find a balance between emotion and logic.
Yeah.
You can find a common ground. I fully understand.
No, but not on certain things.
Anyway, we can find a balance between emotion and logic. I do believe that there are times where we have too much logic and too much emotion.
Right. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that was too much emotion or too much logic? Which one?
I think it was me telling you to shut the fuck up because you don't know how to sometimes. But anyway. I said what I said.
All right,
emotion
I heard you.
I heard
you.
Need to go hand in hand in times like this. When there's too much emotion involved, people can genuinely get hurt.
But that's one of the problems I'm talking about. We're not talking about disregarding people. Mm-hmm. But that's not what
I'm...
But the fact that people actually think that speaking things that make sense is disregarding people is where we have a problem in the society. Because if somebody is speaking to make sense and you take it as, oh, you're disregarding me. No, like I said, I think these people, trans people, deserve their human rights. I don't think of them as less as a human being. Mm. I'm saying when it comes to things like you coming in the, and when it comes, don't speak. When it comes to you going into a sports arena that is not actually meant for you and it's meant for biological women, then we see real world consequences to your feelings and people catering to people's feelings. That's what I'm saying. Okay, first of all, can I just say something like, this whole assigned at birth thing is a nonsensical argument, and this whole cis thing is a nonsensical argument.
A cisgender person is somebody who was born woman or man and identifies as woman or man.
No. You have men.
What time does this end?
Yeah. Oh, you in for a long night. But
I'm really not.
We don't, listen, as men and women, we don't have to take on other people's terminologies for us, right? So if somebody's going to attempt to give a man a title, as a man, I don't have to take a title. Don't tell me you're a cisgendered man. I'm a man. I don't need to take your title. So when people just throw out these terms like, oh, a cisgendered man, is like, you are putting titles on people that don't even accept your titles. Like if I started to put a title upon you that you never accepted, I don't think that's fair. But the thing is, what I've noticed is with the quote unquote trans community, they feel as if they can give people titles, right, that they don't even accept themselves. And it's just like, I don't think that's fair, because that now says that your arrogance and your ego has got out of control, where you think you can now label somebody who doesn't even accept your title. I'm a man. I'm not a cisgendered man. I'm a man. Okay, it's really that simple. If you call yourself a woman, someone says, oh, Pearl, you're a cisgendered woman. Is that the title that you give yourself, or is that the title that they put upon you?
Yeah. No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because you're saying it's like disrespectful to like.
Of course, to just label somebody.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it seems like it's okay when it comes to the trans community. They're allowed to label other people, whereas they've labeled themselves.
Yeah.
They've given themselves a title.
All right. What do you think? You good, Cheska? We can talk about
just
something
listen
else.
to this dude go off. No biggie.